Neal Schon, the legendary guitarist of Journey, is known today for his incredible talent and career. But what many people don't know is that he once turned down an offer from one of his biggest idols, Eric Clapton. Let's go back to the beginning. Neal Schon grew up in a very musical family. His mother was a singer in a band, and his father was a musician, arranger, composer, and multi-instrumentalist. Music was in his blood. He dropped out of high school to follow his dream and started playing gigs when he was only 12. By 13, he was already playing alongside blues legend John Lee Hooker. Schon was no ordinary teenager. His playing caught the attention of many famous musicians, including Eric Clapton, one of his heroes. Neal grew up admiring Clapton's work. He learned to play guitar by listening to Clapton's records over and over again. So when the chance came to meet him, it felt like a dream come true. It happened one night when Neal was working with Santana in the studio. Suddenly, Eric Clapton walked in. Neal was shocked. In his own words, he said he felt like a shy little kid. They jammed together for a few hours, and Neal was blown away. Clapton then said he had to leave for a show in Berkeley the next day. But before he left a note for Neal, inviting him to come and play with Derek and the Dominoes. Schon was thrilled. He got a ride to Berkeley the next day, full of excitement. When he arrived, Clapton greeted him and said he would love for Neal to join the band. But here's the twist. Just before that, Santana had already offered Neal a spot in their band. Without knowing about Clapton's offer, Neal had said yes to Santana. So when Clapton asked him to join Derek and the Dominoes, Neal had to say no. In an interview, he explained, "Eric said, 'I'd love for you to join the band.' And I said, 'I'd love to, but I just got asked to be in Santana.'" Later, Neal said this was not an easy decision because Clapton was such a big influence on him. But at the time, he was young, and he wasn't ready to move to England with Derek and the Dominoes. He felt more comfortable staying in California and playing with Santana. Years later, Neal looked back on that moment with gratitude and no regrets. He even tweeted about it for Clapton's birthday, saying, "Happy birthday, Eric. I'll never forget when we met, and I jammed with you at Berkeley with Derek and the Dominoes." He also confirmed to a fan that the story was true. Neal said, "Yes, Eric wanted me to join, but I was very young and not ready to move to England. I absolutely love Clapton, and he influenced my playing a lot." In the end, Neal's choice worked out perfectly. Derek and the Dominoes broke up shortly after that tour, while Neal went on to record 2 albums with Santana before founding Journey and building his own multi-platinum career. So why did Neal Schon refuse to join Eric Clapton's band? Not because he didn't want to, but because the timing wasn't right. He chose what felt right for him at the time, and it turned out to be the best decision of his life.